This is a video from Gothic Therapy, Master of TDS's channel with his wife, WritingRaven, and it's called
Oh, it's
ClickBait
got 4 dislikes. I didn't know that.
and not a like from me. There it is. It says, "Clickbait is dead. YouTube has changed. Engage or die." And this video, 8 hours ago, is approaching 3,000 views. It's doing pretty well.
It's actually past it. It's just YouTube is catching up. It's currently at almost 4,000.
I was gonna say usually it's like 60 or 70% of what
I will
really
say that this video itself proves our theory, because if you look at it, like literally it is doing absolutely amazing for views, and it's got the engagement rate having over 1,100 likes and 400 comments. Almost 4,000 is really great. So
yeah, it's great. And I'm going to share it in the chat right now. So check this out. Don't just watch us watch it. Make sure you go check it out and give Gothic Therapy a subscription if you appreciate their content. Without further ado, let's. Did you have anything to add before we start playing through it?
No, I would just say that I do want to address what nobody said afterwards, so we shouldn't forget.
Okay.
Something is wrong on YouTube. Sure, people have said that before, and they'll say it again. But lately, channels across the platform are reporting the same thing: a sudden, brutal drop in views, subs, and engagement. Maybe it made you wonder if you were out of touch. Maybe you thought you did something wrong and YouTube was punishing you. But dig deeper, and you'll find the truth.
I like the added video clips. B-rolls are amazing on this.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's a new thing we started to do specifically because, not that I think some people like our avatars and some people don't, but I think especially for the intro, it needs to not.
No, I think it adds a lot to keeping people engaged with it for sure. It's really, really engaging. I will say though, this video in itself really showcases what specifically is happening with YouTube and how people think they're going crazy. Not just me. I covered the Quarterings video a few weeks ago where he's like completely reinventing how he's going about. He's firing people or laying people off and reevaluating how he even runs his business because YouTube did something. And the first thing a creator does is blame themselves.
Exactly.
And to your point, you shouldn't do that, right?
I mean, it's okay. I think that there's a case to be made that you should, if you're noticing a drop in views and your videos aren't doing well, you should question yourself first. It shouldn't be the YouTube's the problem. I think people who do that are sometimes cringe. But you should go and kind of go, okay, did I do anything different recently? What have I been doing? And kind of ask your audience, even if you need to. And then if you're like, okay, no, everybody seems to be doing okay, it's just people are saying my videos aren't coming up or whatever, then you can at that point kind of assume that it's other things.
Yep, that's fair. That's fair. I think that's one of the frustrations that, especially as a smaller creator that I used to have, is I felt like YouTube wouldn't acknowledge me, wouldn't promote me in the algorithm. There was one time, it was very strange, and this is how I knew everything boiled down to the algorithm. There was a video I put out, and still to this day, it's the best performing video I've ever put out. It was a spike. I posted like talking about Spider-Man at San Diego Comic-Con or something, and it had like 100,000 views or 80,000 views in like a 5-hour period or something like that. It was something crazy. And this is back when I had like 3,000 subscribers, right? The next thing that happened, YouTube had a system-wide issue and like shut down and didn't work.
I don't remember that happening.
It was like it was like 6 years ago or 5 years ago.
So that actually would be I probably was off. I either was on YouTube and doing Yu-Gi-Oh content and probably didn't notice any of it, or was off YouTube by then. So
I just thought it was funny because I was like, oh my God, I finally got a breakthrough video. It's going gangbusters. It's lots of interaction, comments, likes, subscriptions. My channel was blowing up from the video and it stopped on a dime. And YouTube was just like offline. Like you couldn't even log into watch videos. They had a system-wide
I feel like
issue.
I vaguely remember this
Yep.
now that you're mentioning this, but
Yep.
I feel I don't remember. I wasn't as active.
And I was like, looking back, like the day up, I was like, of all the days for this to happen. But looking back, I'm like, oh, they probably pulled the lever to stop it. They're like, oh shit, we got a system-wide problem where videos are going out that shouldn't be going. So it makes
YouTube's always had issues, but yeah,
right.
it more so lately, I would say.
Yep.
It was never you. YouTube changed the rules and hoped no one would notice. The era of clickbait is over. Welcome to the new YouTube. Hello, and what is going on, everybody? It is Master of the TDS, and I am joined by my lovely wife,
WritingRaven, and welcome back to Gothic Therapy.
And if you've been feeling like YouTube just stopped working, you're not crazy. You're caught in a new system YouTube decided you didn't need to know about.
So smash the like button like it still means something. Because if you don't, this video will get buried like a corpse in YouTube's backyard when the neighbors aren't looking.
Yes. Oh, like the video, by the way. Apparently, now more than ever, based off of this, not just liking, but also comment, interact every time you watch a video because it goes a very long way. Would that be fair to say?
I would say much more than before. I would have to run more tests. I do believe that if you watch a certain amount of a video, it does count, but it's very hard because, again, keep in mind this engaged view metric only rolled out at like a couple months ago.
It was
June. So literally,
it was literally June 1st. Like there was like that June 1st happened and it changed dynamically. Like my stats just completely shifted. No matter what I did, it was just like, what happened? June 1st hit and it's like changed. Yep.
I don't know, but everybody noticed that, and that was one of the reasons we looked into this was because it was like, okay, look, our channel's still doing decent, but even we noticed it, and it was kind of like, okay, so is there something going on? Like, is it just us? And then I'm like, no, everybody's talking about this. Well, not
just videos too, but live streams as well, like Hypnotic, myself, a lot of channels that I watch. I used to consistently get between 700 and 1,200 people on my streams. And then June 1st hit and it's just like 400, 500, maybe 600. And I'm like, what the hell? What happened? It completely changed, not just on the videos views, not just on the live streams, but everyone else. It wasn't just me. Because like you were saying, I was blaming myself first. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? What do I need to do better? Why is my channel sputtering right now relating to these other channels? And then I looked around and everyone's like, nope, happening to me too right now.
Yeah, and you made a post about it. And at that time, I even said on your comment on your post and said, like, we're not seeing it, but I've heard people have been, So it was kind of like, at that point, I was kind of like, huh.
Yep.
It must be affecting a lot of people.
And I'm very cautious to ever post about that because it can always come across as, oh, he's crying, he's dying, his channel's dying, he's complaining. It's like, no. I made sure what I said to be like, I'm hearing a lot of people saying that this is an issue, not just me. Just want to make a post about it to say, I am also one of the people that is saying this is happening to me right now too. So
at first, we thought it was just a fluke. Views dropping, comments slowing, and shorts dying on impact.
But it wasn't just us. Small creators, mid-sized channels, even some of the big ones were all reporting the same thing.
The algorithm wasn't just misfiring, it felt different. And since it wasn't election season, some kind of mischief had to be afoot.
So we did what any sane caffeinated couple with questionable sleep hygiene and schedules would do.
Recognize we're the problem and switch to decaf?
No. We reached out to friends. Because if we're not sleeping, why should they be allowed to?
And for full disclosure, like I don't have a problem admitting I was one of the people you reached out to, and I shared all whatever analytics you wanted. I sent everything to you.
Yeah, I specifically, I don't, if someone lets them, I think someone else also who shared, let us specifically posted on their channel our video and said like, hey, I was involved in this too. And the thing was, I specifically chose channels that weren't also commentary channels because I didn't want to just choose a bunch of people in our circles and be done. So we chose a couple different ones. So that's what makes this so compelling, is that all of these channels are not the same. It's not like, oh, I chose 5 channels of various sizes that cover pop culture. Like, no.
So that goes even further. Can you at least talk about not the channel specifically, but like were they like cooking channels or
one focused on a specific genre of video game, like it was just a specific channel that just focused on one video game. Another was a channel that did cover some commentary, but also covered like swords and stuff. Yeah, Jay Viper was one. But there were one channel covered like swords and stuff like that. So it was a wide variety. The issue was I wanted to do a bigger sample size. The problem was it's like, hey, random stranger, can you please give me your YouTube analytics? I promise you I'm not doing anything bad with this.
Totally trust me, bro. Like, what could possibly go wrong here? I'm super trustworthy. Yeah, exactly. That's like the only reason I gave all the not that I'm afraid to show analytics, but in an active lawsuit right now, I absolutely am. You know what I mean?
I know. I specifically asked you, and I was expecting like maybe like some hesitation, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure do this in a way that doesn't show any information. So I'm not really. I just want to make sure. But like, there are people I was asking, and they were like, "No, I'm not really interested." It's like, okay, I get it. Like, I get it. Try to help you all, but
you did a bang up job. But I could only imagine the amount of math and crunching. We'll get into it here, but
I hate math. So yes, I did a plenty of it.
Yourself in that situation with all these videos that you're doing. So
literally, if you look carefully, there's going to be a clip where we talk about it. If you pause the clip and you read the note on the guy's forehead, it explains exactly what I was feeling at that point.
Oh, tell me when we get there. I missed it the first time.
That was not my idea, just for the record. But we asked for data, and our friends delivered.
Even at 4 a.m.
Bad kitty.
Meow.
We didn't want to jump to conclusions. YouTube's algorithm is about as reliable as a blind lawyer with anger issues.
I'm a really good lawyer.
So we pulled real data from 5 channels.
Channels of different genres, different sizes, and different upload schedules. It didn't matter. The numbers lined up like suspects in a police lineup.
Except every suspect was guilty. Top 20 videos in the past 90 days across 5 channels showed the same pattern and the same result.
There was a 96 to 100% correlation between total views.
If you'll notice, the lines are literally identical. Like there is literally, you can look really closely.
God. Dude, I thought this was one line. The first time I watched
it's 2 lines. If you look at it, it is the yellow line and the orange line. They are literally identical.
That's crazy.
That's why, like, people were like, "Oh, why didn't you do a bigger sample size?" And I would have loved to, as I said. You know, when I might in the future, now that people know what I'm doing, maybe people will be more open to giving me that data, so I don't have to be like a beggar. But those lines, it was so you can see. There's 5 channels,
and these
with all the subcounts.
Just to let people know, one line is public views and one line is engaged views. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so public views is as it sounds. It's just the views that you see. So anytime somebody clicks a video, whatever. Engaged views is a bit different, and this video will kind of explain what that is. But engaged views are a new metric that was only supposed to apply to shorts. I want to make that clear because YouTube never said they were rolling everything. But you can literally go look it up on if you have a YouTube channel, it doesn't matter how big you are, you can go into your YouTube studio and you can go into your analytics and you can sort by engaged views, a metric there, and it will come up on every video when it was something specifically for shorts. So explain that one.
That's wild. So they told everyone they were doing it for shorts, and I was like, okay, yeah, we get that. But then they did it on what allegedly on everything. They pulled the lever and were like, yeah, we're just gonna do it on everything.
I'll say it's not alleged because they actually exist. Like you can literally look it up. Like it's not like a thing where it's like, oh, it's alleged that they added engaged views. No, they're literally there.
No,
but
I mean,
what you can say is alleged.
Did it for regular videos.
Yes, I don't think that. I think that it might have been. It might have been something that they did at that point, or they rolled out slightly later. It seems like the time frame for it lines up too well.
Mhm.
So that would be my opinion. But they rolled that out, and it's available for all videos. And based on what it is, it doesn't make sense that there's such a close correlation of these lines. It just doesn't make any sense.
And if people want to get like, because I've had I've seen comments here and there is a better way to put it, where they're frustrated they don't see the old school Smash JT rehearsed videos with the whole like the written out script and the edits and all that stuff. They're like, what? Return to those videos. That's why I subscribed to you. It's like those videos took 4 to 5 hours each to do. And YouTube was stifling them. And it's like, well, why should I, as a creator, put all this work into it if the algorithm's going to promote it just as much as a live stream clip? Why should I do that? What motivation for the extra work and effort to do that is there for a creator if they're not
exactly? And I'll be honest. After the French government video that we did, which was very data intensive, I was very reluctant to do this one because I was like, I can't, like, the video did decent. It did, 6,000 views, which was good for us. But it's like, I really don't want to put like a month's work into this video and then have it just fall off. Like I can't, it's not because I need the views, but it's like, if this video gets like 2,000 views after a month of effort, like I just want to like go, no, I'm done. Like I'm done.
It's so devastating and morally like or emotionally, mentally crushing to put a month of work of research into something and have it get like 20 views or 130 views. I know that feeling. I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's not YouTube's job to make sure your work gets seen, but it is YouTube's job to make sure that there's a fair, like the video gets seen, and if there is engagement in it, it gets seen more. And it feels like that's not is what happens anymore. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, unfortunately, YouTube, you think back to YouTube and how it was, and I honestly think that we coin a term at the end of this video, and I think it really applies. It's the NewTube now. It's not YouTube. Because I'm sorry, they focus on what's new. They don't focus on anything that has the U in it anymore. It's been a long time since the U has mattered to YouTube.
And I see Cassie saying I've had to change my thumbnail, title, and video format recently. Better results than the past couple months. Fair. And I've seen better results on my channel as well for the shift that I've taken with doing the live streams, spending more time on the live streams instead of spending more times on edited videos, because there's only a finite amount of time in a day that I can dedicate to YouTube. So it's either live streams or videos or a video and a really short live stream. I can't do both. I don't have the time for that. So with that being said, my views are doing great. Everything seems to be like status quo with my channel. No problems to be seen here, except it just seems like the subscriber count is not what was happening before. And it's very strange because the views are the same, but the subscribers are not the same. If anything, the views are actually starting to go up, but the subscribers are not. And I find that very curious as well.
There's more to it. And I was actually on a show earlier with WDW Pro talking about it. And one of the things he mentioned is that he also believes that there's been a thing going on about thumbnails as well. And my theory is that they're really fighting hard against AI content. And that's one of the things they're trying to fight back against. And I think that also applies to AI thumbnails as well. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's some sort of algorithm thing or whatever that looks for certain triggers in your thumbnail. And if there's AI, it kind of, or decides they're AI, it just doesn't promote it as much. I know that sounds like a conspiracy theory,
Yeah, but
it wouldn't surprise me.
No, that doesn't get it. That doesn't surprise me either. But that doesn't get it what I'm running into, where I'm like, I'm getting the views, so it's not YouTube like stifling my channel getting out there, but it's almost like the views that the algorithm is sending it to is it almost knows who will not subscribe, and they send it to those people. Like, I don't know.
It's hard to explain. There's something going on. I think that, as I said, I think that the biggest thing that's going on right now is this thing with engagement. And I've noticed the thing with subscribers too. I honestly noticed that it seems like there's always been a thing wherever you upload a video, it kind of like you'll lose a couple subs and they'll kind of come back. Like it's been a thing, especially
every time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I've noticed that trend more, and I've actually caught the channel multiple times. It'll be like, oh, it's at this, and like I'll blink and it'll have gone down by 2, and then I'll look again and it'll go back up. So yeah. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're all trying. It would make sense that they are probably, and this is again a theory, I can't prove any. The reason we did this video is because it was pretty definitive. I can't prove any of this.
Right.
They really do not like the AI content. They really do not like that. So they are cutting down on anything that could be AI or bot related. And I would imagine that they perhaps have some kind of thing in place where they believe that if it's a bot,
right, no,
or they don't.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I agree with that. I'm saying that I don't do that, and that's
what I'm getting to, Smash, is that I think that what they've done is they've made it that if people subscribe to you, but they don't fulfill a certain quote, again, I can't say for sure because I haven't looked into this, but I would imagine that maybe it has something to do with the engaged views, whatever. Maybe if the person watches enough of your videos but doesn't engage, YouTube says, oh, this is a bot, so I'm unsubscribe him from your channel. And then it looks like you don't gain any subs because it unsubscribes people who are lurking.
Yep. And that's actually, I'm really glad you brought that up, because I've seen, and job applications said too, I've subbed channels. I've had to resub over and over and over again. And I've seen that happen. It happened to Jay Viper. I watched Jay Viper a lot. I went to his stream and I was a member of his channel, and I was unsubscribed from him. And I'm like, I definitely didn't unsubscribe from him. And not only that, but I'm paying a monthly fee to be a member of his channel. And I got unsubscribed, which is messed up. So I had to resubscribe to him. And I've seen so many people. Kyle has a whole post he put of all these people commenting to him of saying, I got unsubscribed, I got unsubbed.
We got a bunch of those today from our video. We got a bunch of people like, this is the first time I've seen your videos in my feed in months.
Yep.
You know, I've been subscribed for months, and this is the first video I've seen. I can't find your videos. So it is a thing.
I don't know if it's a bug or if it's working as intended.
It's a feature, unfortunately. Now it looks like.
Where you said it's like their automated system, where if you told me there was 3 people working at YouTube, I'd believe you, because I feel like everything
Smash, you had an experience with what I believe was a bot, which was trying to deal with that Alana Pierce video.
Yeah.
Because you were on stream. I remember being there watching it, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. They're not actually responding to anything you say.
And I was being very logical about it. I'm like, here is...
And you were just saying, hey, could you at least like get... Fine, don't tell me exactly what it is. Can you give me like a time frame in the video where I did something wrong?
And what did they say?
Analyze it.
They're
like, we're sorry, we can't give you that because that would be violation of our terms. It's like, no, it wouldn't. That's literally what reporting is.
And these same people, the very same company, a week and a half later, emailed me out of the blue. It was like, here's the time frame where there's an issue with it. I'm like,
exactly. It's almost like they saw your chat later on and went, oops.
Oh man. But anyways, let's get back to the video.
Yep.
Did you have anything else before I?
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
This video will explain a lot more.
Okay.
Engaged views. If a viewer didn't actively engage with a video, their view no longer counted at all.
YouTube changed what a view is. It was rolled out quietly, framed as a Shorts update, but it's way bigger than Shorts.
So, what is an engaged view? Well, it's the kind of view that YouTube actually counts now. Not the number you see on the public counter, but the number they track behind the scenes.
Basically, if someone clicks your video, watches most of it, and either likes, comments, or subscribes, congrats. That's an engaged view. Anything less might as well not exist.
And here's the twist. Based on the data, anything
Well, I got a question then. So an engaged view is counted a view, but then the view itself counts as doesn't count. But the graph they're on the same line.
In other words, if someone put it this way, if someone clicks your video, sees the thumbnail, right, clicks it, watches like 30 seconds and decides it's not for them, that doesn't count as a view.
Then why were those lines the same line on your chart?
Because what it seems like is, and this is what we get to, which is people seem to have missed this part. We just touched on it briefly. I wanted this video to be more of like a bullet and sleeker and be kind of like here's an easy, digestible, not too information heavy video. Here you go. Mm-hmm. But basically, what this would imply, I
feel like this is like the director's cut right here. Go ahead.
What this would imply is that, unfortunately, the engagement rate makes no sense. Answer this, Smash. If you have a video that has 100,000 views, do you expect 98% of the people who have watched that video to have interacted in some way?
No.
No, because it's not possible. Any YouTuber knows that. That's ludicrous. But that is what the analytics are saying.
I'd be ecstatic if it was like 35 or 40%.
But that's the crazy part, Smash, is that's exactly what the analytics are saying.
Right.
They are saying that the engagement count and the view counts are almost identical, which makes no sense unless there's something going on, or, and Raven mentions this, the views that you're seeing are only the engaged ones, meaning that if you're getting a video that has 20,000 views, let's say, and normally would be 100,000 views, you're only seeing the engaged views.
That's the aha moment right there. Now I get it. And that would explain the drop in views.
100%, because you're only seeing the ones that engage versus, so for example, but you might think one of the videos we show has like 100,000 views. You might think, well, that can't be possible. But I'll tell you something, Smash. It can, because that channel has 1 million subscribers. Yep. So for them, having 100,000 engaged views in a video that might do way more than that makes perfect sense.
Wow. You just blew my mind, because the number I threw out there saying I'd be ecstatic if I got 35 or 40% of people liking, subscribing, or commenting on a video. Ironically, the view count percent that I was getting on videos dropped to about 25 to 30%. So
exactly,
that would be the amount of people that would be doing that.
Exactly. So when you were getting videos that weren't doing as well, it wasn't because you did a bad thing or whatever. It was because that potentially, and we didn't harp on it because, again, there's a lot more you can take away from this, but we kind of wanted to deliver just this information more. So we did mention it. But basically,
oh, go ahead. I said it first. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, basically, it could be that your views are triple the amount that you're actually being shown, because YouTube's just only giving you the engaged views. Because otherwise, the data doesn't make sense. Either some huge bug at YouTube, which is the 0.0002% chance, or the engaged views are the views, and that means the only way that could make sense is if they're counted the same now.
Damn. I think my one comment about this video, because the first time I watched it, I kind of grasped that a little bit. I feel like if you spent like 2 or 3 minutes talking about that portion, even though you said it's a bullet point, I feel like that you should make another video. Like, you should talk about this more and just focus on that.
I would like to, and I'm actually hoping potentially to make another one. But now that people are understanding what I'm trying to do, we could potentially get a bigger sample size, because I'd like to do that.
Gotcha. Damn, you just blew my mind there. Like, legit.
Here's a question for you, Smash.
That was a definition of the aha moment. I was like, oh.
Here's a question for you, though.
Yep.
Let's imagine somebody's watching one of your videos and they're watching the entire thing, but they get 2 ads. Does YouTube still make money for those? And do you not get a view for that?
Do you think that they're skimming the top?
Well, suddenly we're noticing that there's a ton more ads. They're very aggressive lately. Everybody's noticed them. You probably haven't, because I know you have YouTube Premium. But if you watch YouTube for a couple videos,
I haven't witnessed it, but I've had a lot of people tell me that there's way more.
It has been insane. You can watch like a 10-minute video and get 3 ads.
Damn.
And we're not talking like a minute or skippable. We're talking like 2 ads back to back before you can skip.
Oh my God.
And it's like, I wonder why.
Wow. I wonder if if what you just alleged there is, if that is true, if they're skimming the top and they're not giving full credit for the views, so they don't have to pay the AdSense revenue to someone, but they're just still playing the ad and still covering it themselves. Whoa, that's insane.
I didn't want to make that claim.
No, I know. But the idea of that is just like, that's mind blowing. If that were to be happening, whoa.
Yeah, if it was, people were bringing that up. And again, you make a good point about doing like harping on that more, the views. But here's the real thing, Smash. And I'm going to be honest. We only had 5 channels. I can't make that claim. I can't definitively spend 2 minutes and say, yes, you might be getting less, you might only be seeing like your views could be double or triple what you're seeing, because I don't have enough data to make that claim.
True, but you could at least you could say, I can't definitively say this, but what the data from these 5 channels points to would lead someone to believe this, but we need more data to prove it. Would be
we could. And again, this video, as I want to make very clear, this video wasn't perfect. And honestly, there were times where, and I'll be honest, there were times where I was just planning to scrap it and just not do it.
Oh no, I'm glad you didn't. This is great stuff, dude.
Well, you probably missed, there was a post where I put out basically saying like, it's been weeks later. Does anybody even care anymore? Like, should I even do this?
What? Why?
Because honestly, I don't want to like, oh, poor me or anything. It's a lot of work to do these videos. And as I said, just doing a video that's going to take this long, to make, and all this effort, and then to put it out there and have it be like, well, have 1,000 views, enjoy. I'd be like, why? Why did I waste all that time?
To be fair, and I know this is going to sound harsh. The first 5 years of doing my channel, that's basically what it was like. Like 1,000 views was amazing. And I would spend a lot of time putting videos together, and getting 1,000 views would be like, holy crap. And that almost, like in a weird way, forced me to like just get used to never making it on this platform and just doing it because I love doing it. And that's why, like, when I get more than that now, I'm just like, great. I'm still used to just doing it because I love doing it, because I've just been hit over the head.
I know, and I love doing it too, and that's why we continue doing it. But these exposed videos are very hard to do, and I like doing them, and I'm not expecting them to get a amount of views. But what happens is I'll see people cover it, and everybody and their dog will cover it, and I'm completely fine with that. I love it. I love interacting with those people. I love meeting new people through that. It's been so nice. But it can be a little discouraging sometimes when you spend a month making a video and then someone covers it and they get 100,000 views and you get 20, and you're just like, why?
Yep.
And I get it. But like,
it's not fair. It's very frustrating. It's also just part of the growing process on YouTube. I've had a lot of topics would be nice, borrowed from me that I was the first one to,
or stolen.
Hey, sometimes people say that word, but it's not just the Jeff Grubb one. It's happened throughout my tenure of doing this, and sometimes given credit, sometimes not. But the times I've been given credit, I've made good friends. I've been brought on their channels. They were much bigger channels than me, and it's almost like I don't want to say like a hazing process to grow, but it's like that's how it works. Like that's like when Asmon Gold covered my video. Like I'm a bigger channel in the grand scheme of YouTube these days, but Asmon Gold covering me, like he got like
He hates
800,000
me.
views. I'm like, my video got like 30,000 or 40,000, and his coverage of it got 800,000+ views.
He hates me. I don't think he'll ever like me ever.
I don't think he hates anybody, to be honest. I think he just likes covering stuff. The first time he covered me. Well, the first time he covered my video with the lollipop chainsaw, he was very aggressive against me. He ended up being very wrong about it, but still, he was like very like anti, like, where's he getting this information? Why did he say this? That's not right. How did he know this? And then everything I said was right about it. It's like no follow up or anything like that. But then the next video he covered on me, I don't know if he remembered me or forgot me, but he was like super nice and was like amazing about it with the Ubisoft. A Ubisoft video and Avatar, and he was like amazing covering that one. So I thought he hated me too, and then he covered another video and he loved me. So that's what I'm saying.
I don't. You know me. I'm a pretty chill guy. I'm not really. I think I went a little hard on him at one point, but and at one point he was kind of part of our stream intros, and I kind of dunked at him a little bit because I had the ability to do so with Yu-Gi-Oh memes because I could. But look, I'm a pretty chill guy. I'm not really going to get upset, and I really like people covering stuff, but it takes a lot of work, and especially when there's stuff going on, you know, IRL and other things you got to take care of, which I'm sure you know about because of the lawsuit being one of the major things you got to deal with. It's just like, do I really have the time to sit down for all this extra time, that take all my spare time and make another video and then have it like flop on the floor? It's like, I know that it's not about the views, and I like getting the truth out there. It's just like, I don't do that sometimes.
It's very discouraging, and YouTube needs to do a better job of that. They need to understand like the work that goes in, and it used to be like that, especially the algorithm based off of if you would make a video and it would do well, and you make a follow-up video based on that same thing, it would typically do as good or better. That doesn't happen.
And now it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't do that anymore. I almost feel like it's, in a weird way, shifted the dynamic of leveling the playing field, where it doesn't matter if you have 1 subscriber or 10 million subscribers. It throws the video out almost across the board to anybody. So it levels the playing field for smaller channels to get noticed more, and brings the views down for bigger channels, brings the views up a little bit for smaller channels. But because there's so many smaller channels out there, you don't really feel it. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to harp on it too much. I just was saying this video isn't perfect because I got the data, I put it together. We had huge internet issues that haven't seemed to fully stabilized, and then we couldn't stream because of how bad the internet issues were. And then it was like, by the time I got to the point, I was like, does this even matter anymore? Like, I have all the information, but like, we haven't recorded it yet. Is it worth doing? And we finally got recorded, and then it was just like, okay, I'm done. You know, at that point.
No, I hear you. Well, let's get back to it. Let's see.
Less than an engaged view actually does not exist anymore. Just a ghost in the algorithm.
That's why our numbers show a near perfect match between engaged views and total views, because they're now the same thing.
YouTube changed the rules. You don't get credit for being seen, only interacted with. It used to be engagement boosted a video, and now no engagement, no view. End of story. Back in 2024, YouTube said that
it just black screened and reloaded. That was really weird.
I've never seen that happen before. Have you?
Yes, I have. Typically, when you have a video on YouTube that you left up on a window on your computer and you come back to it the next day to resume playing it.
Yeah, but that happened in the middle of us watching it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, that's really weird. That shouldn't happen right now. That's one of those, like, it re-registers over there with how their algorithm counts the view and stuff. That was weird.
YouTube is actively censoring the video right now. Proof. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, jokes aside, like, that was weird. That doesn't happen on a same sitting of watching a video. If you just pause it for a little bit, that shouldn't happen. That's crazy.
Well, let's see if it happens again. That'd be interesting.
Right. Well, we did have a pause for a while that first time, so we'll see.
Yeah, but you'd think it would happen immediately when we unpaused it, not like a couple minutes into it. But okay,
true.
We'll see.
To kill clickbait. And well, they did. They just covered up the murder, buried the body, and hoped no one would find it.
Until we dug it up. The corpse and the data doesn't lie. We tested this across 5 different YouTube channels from 15,000 subs to over 1 million.
We analyzed the top 20 videos on each. That's a total of 100 videos, which meant a lot of data and a lot of math.
That was the least fun part of this entire process.
Read his forehead.
Do no harm.
Be happy. It says be happy.
Be happy. That's hysterical.
You play it, let it play a little more. Well, yeah, there.
There it is. Now I see it. Be happy.
It's like, kill me. And his computer said show charts and graphs, which is exactly what we're about to do. And it's just hysterical. Like, I hate this. Look at his face. It's like, kill me.
Definitely. But the numbers were absolutely brutal. One video had over 100,000 public views and 98,900 engaged views. That's a 99% match.
Another had 8,200 total views and 8,050 engaged. That's nearly identical.
Hey,
one smaller channel had...
Did you notice that video? Go back to that.
Was that mine?
Well, look at how much the sub count was.
This one?
Look at how much the sub count was. On the top. It says channel number 2, approximately.
So this is one of my videos. Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah, it was one of the ones, again, we took the top 20, which was, again, makes sense why it wouldn't be super, super high, because we all weren't having a good time with YouTube lately.
Yep.
But look at this. This is what it shows, is that your video had 8,200 views and 8,050 engaged views. So they're like nearly identical. Explain how that works. That's basically saying that 8,200 people watched your video, Smash, and 8,050 of them all liked, commented, subscribed, or did something. Tell me if that's possible.
That's impossible. And combine that with the knowledge of, for a probably 4-month period, maybe 5-month period, I was averaging 10,000 views in the first hour and a half of a video being posted. And that on June 1st dropped to, you might get 8,000 to 10,000 to 15,000 views on a video.
Yeah, but think about it. If you took your original views that you would normally get on this video and you subtracted the amount that was the engaged views, you'd be left with the ones that weren't engaged.
That's 100. I mean, I will say, because you can't say it, that's 100% what's happening here. But you know me.
That's what it looks like is happening here, I would say. And we do mention it. So
had 8,200 total views and 8,050 engaged. That's nearly identical.
One smaller channel had 1,500 public views, and the engaged view count was 1,506.
So they got more subs.
Yeah, correct.
Someone subbed and liked and commented, which is why it's above the view.
I don't know, but it shows that if either it's just the engaged views or whatever. But that also shows a lot. It shows A, it's not entirely accurate, clearly, and B, that means, Smash, that every person who watched that video engaged with it, according to that metric.
Right.
Every single person.
And then some.
Explain how that works, that every person liked your video and commented and subscribed. It's impossible that would be the case. It just doesn't work.
Right.
How higher than the total?
Clearly, they're still working out the kinks from the system. But across all 5 channels, the average correlation was over 98%. That's not just weird. That's statistically impossible if YouTube was still counting normal views the way they used to.
Which means one thing. Public views and engaged views are now the same thing.
Mhm.
We can't confirm this 100% because YouTube hasn't said anything publicly, but the odds of this being random, about 0.0002%, which means
So that's the amount
90
of that amount was the amount basically that this might just be some weird bug or whatever. So yeah, pretty close. I mean, I'm gonna go on a limb and say like, okay, I'm not gonna say 100%, but that's pretty close.
No, YouTube actively made this decision. Now I understand summer's different. People get out of school, their viewing habits change. I get all that, but 30 to 35% of what you were getting on the first of a month compared to the previous 6 months
It
across
doesn't
the
make
board,
sense.
it doesn't make any sense. That's something else changed. That's crazy. And not everyone gets out of school on the same day. Like that's like you said, statistically impossible for it to happen like that. So
9.9998% chance that we are right.
The math does not lie.
I
But
also
YouTube clear.
I also want to mention there's only one way that metric could go higher. Do you want to know what it would be?
if there are more likes, subs,
Wrong.
and
Wrong.
What?
There's only one way that metric of the 9.9998%. There's only one way that video that could go up to 100, and that
Oh.
is if YouTube confirmed it.
oh well,
That is literally the only amount that's left. That is if YouTube said yes, we did this, then it would be 100.
Yep. And Weecho, by the way, makes a good point. He said, keep in mind your audience is not school kids. So good point. That too. So I'm
that
trying
is
to
true.
give every benefit of the doubt I can with it. It's like none of this makes any sense. So yeah.
Really does.
So, what does this mean? Simple. The old YouTube is gone. Red arrows, crazy facial expressions, and giant words aren't going to cut it anymore.
If your viewers don't engage, they don't count. And if they don't count, YouTube decides your content is not worth promoting.
And just to hammer it in, YouTube recently updated their monetization rules to punish videos that don't drive engagement.
Mhm.
So if your viewers don't click,
That actually goes
comment,
into a
or
place tomorrow. Just want to throw that out there.
Oh, great. So it's going to get even worse. The
Well,
beatings
no,
will continue
it's-
until morale improves.
It's more for AI content. Again, as I said, they're very opposed to AI content right now.
Right, which is fair. I think I don't have an issue with that. My concern is how they're going to evenly distribute, how they rule with an iron fist and get things right. Because we've seen how YouTube does that, and when they try to implement something, they fuck over a lot of channels that should not be impacted, and get impacted by that. So that's my concern with it.
Here, you don't just lose reach, you lose revenue too.
And maybe even worse, you lose visibility without even knowing it. Because if YouTube's only counting engaged views now, your actual view count could be double or triple what is showing. But if
See?
no one interacts, it's like those views never existed.
There you go. So
So
it is
we should have mentioned it more specifically. But again, this was more. I'll be honest. I could have done a better job with this one. Clearly,
No, you did a great job. I feel like that's what I said when we were talking in DMs. Like you should have just focused more on the payout, because I feel like this part right here is like the really important part of it. Whereas like this is what it means is if this is true, then this is what's happening. And it's like
you know what it is, Smash.
Mhm.
I'm too nice, and it's
Yeah.
like, even though I know YouTube is scum, and I know that they don't really care, it's like, well, I don't have enough data to say this, so I'm just gonna slide it in there, and I'm just gonna not say anything. You know, I'm just gonna
Yep.
move on, and kind of like it gets in there. It's like, no, I should have made that the payout, but
it does make you wonder what the future is, and more importantly, what you brought up earlier, where's the money going? Because
yeah,
the ads,
would.
the ads are increasing.
People were saying that.
in your
Yeah,
comments.
go ahead. No, people were saying that. I'm sure you're familiar with the "Give Me the Ban Hammer" on
Oh yeah,
Twitter.
I
Permaban.
actually have that up here. I had that ready to
Yeah.
talk about.
He specifically commented about it, and in the comments, he specifically linked down. If you look down, me and him were think it's a he, right? Or it's a she?
I
don't know.
think it's a he. Oh.
I have no idea at this point anymore.
Oh, in the comments of yours, maybe. Yep, here we go.
The saying about the ad blockers that, you know, because if you watch only 5 minutes of an ad for a 6-minute video, their views count for nothing.
Right.
It's a little complicated, but basically the point is it's asking the question. If you look below what I say, as I say, I can't say for certain, but I would say they still count the view for the ad. That would be speculation. The idea here being, I think if I can say for certain, what I would say is that probably they are still counting that for the advertiser, and they're just not counting.
Where's the money going?
Well, I would imagine to YouTube and to the person paying for the ads. I would imagine it doesn't go to you. Again, I can't say for certain this information because I don't have that information.
No, I understand that, but I mean, it's really hard to look at all the information in front of us and not come up with a different conclusion. Maybe there's a different
I agree.
One,
I agree. I think, as I said, like I'm literally saying that, yeah, this is what I think, but it's only speculation because, again, as I said, maybe I'm just too nice.
Yeah.
We're not here to fearmonger. We're here to warn you because no one warned us.
So if you want to keep creators like us alive on this platform, smash that like button, leave a comment, and share this video with other creators.
You're not cursed. You're in the new tube.
And in the new tube, engagement is mandatory.
That was, I mean, dude, very solid video. Very solid video. And I wouldn't beat yourself up over that because
I'm not. I feel
like what you did, it almost feels like it's an introduction to a massive story. And I feel like the next video you could do is expand on this and talk more about that.
I would hope so. I would hope that now that people know what I'm doing with the analytics information, that I'm not going to make videos exposing YouTubers. It's more like hey, this is what I want to do with it. You know, like whatever. I will say that the comment section for this video has been some of the most entertaining comments ever. It's just like, engage.
Like me. Great insight. And yeah, comment for the algo.
Look, engagement is mandatory, so now I've got to put a ring on it. It's like, they're so good.
This was, by the way, a fantastic video to actually get. I know you weren't fishing for it, but ironically, it's like you need to engage for videos. So everyone's like, engage.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I was thinking.
Oh, Endymion's in here. So thanks for this. Shout out to Endymion. Speaking
everybody's been feeling it. Like every single person I've gotten people there. You know how you made a good video that people aren't mad? Like yesterday, people were so mad over the trailer. They were so angry. People were quote tweeting it saying, "This is cope. Your content's just slop. No one wants to watch it anymore. You're out of touch." And it's like, okay, puts that video today, crickets. Nothing. Right? No, you misunderstand. There are people who are like reply guys to all of my posts that will comment on everything. Nothing on this one. There's not a single negative comment. No negative quote tweets. No nothing.
Yeah, because they want to see you lose, and when you put something out that's winning, they're just like, run away.
Well, no, I think also it's like, disprove it, please.
Well, they can't.
I'm waiting.
Yep.